right, welcome to the Coaches Show. It is week 4, Coach. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it. It's just flying by, but a lot of fun, a lot of excitement leading into week 4.
For sure. It is homecoming week, and so the kids have been doing dress-up days every day, and there's a lot of other activities that go along, especially today as they have the bonfire, pep rally, parade, and then the bell's going to be ringing all day tomorrow. So, Coach, we are here. Homecoming has arrived.
It has, and it's always a fun time. I don't know necessarily as a coach if this is my funnest time, but it is. It's fun for the kids. It's fun for our community. Our kids do get to have a lot of fun throughout the week and do different things, and so. It's always exciting too for people to come back to the homecoming. It gives an opportunity for people to come back that maybe usually don't come back on a regular basis, and so we're excited at that. We're excited for all those people to come back and get in the stands and support our kids.
I loved what you told the kids on Monday. You said homecoming doesn't happen without the football game on Friday night.
It sure does. I mean, they're coming back to watch a football game. I think that's I don't know. Maybe that's the final. That's what happens at the very end, but. We're excited about it. It's a great opportunity for us to get back on the field and fix a few things and just play the game that we love.
Well, thanks for joining us again this week, Zane Powers, of course, head coach Aaron Dunnam of the Dumas Demons. Coach, let's talk about the lead up to this. Last weekend, Demons played at Wildcat Stadium in Canadian, an unbelievable non-district football game between. I feel like two of the best teams here in the Texas Panhandle. Canadian wins the game 40-35, but an unbelievable game where we traded scores to start out the game, and then 14-14 just into the second quarter. Canadian scores 20 in a row to go up 34-14 at halftime. Talk about the message. Talk about some of the adjustments that you guys made with your team at halftime.
Sure, it was a great game. One that we expected. You talk about playing there at Wildcat Stadium, just a pretty neat experience. I mean, you talk about small town Texas high school football, and I don't know that it gets better in the town of Canadian. So we were excited about it, and we did. We just had a really tough second quarter. Defensively gave up 20, 21, and then. Just fell asleep a little bit on offense as well in that time. But, at halftime, just had an opportunity to get up there and make adjustments, get up there and really, just challenge our kids as well. We knew adversity. We've talked about it from the get-go. We've talked about what would we do when adversity hit us.
Sure.
And found out a lot about our football team on Friday night. Really wish we would have came back out and found a way to be victorious. I think we deserved it. But at the same time, we learned a lot. I do know because we challenged them. After we made the adjustments that we made, both offensively and defensively, we just flat challenged our kids, to come back and fight. No matter what happens in this game, we found ourselves, down 34-14. What we want to see is the kids come out and fight and show us what they're made of. And they did exactly that. Going into the fourth quarter down 20, fought our way back with about 3 minutes left in the game, took the lead at 35-34. So it's just really proud of the way that our kids responded, the way our coaches, made adjustments and found ways to put our kids in the right place to have a chance to win the football game.
The more that I've thought about that game, what even amazes me about that too is we weren't the only ones that made adjustments at halftime.
No.
Canadian did as well. And so you come out in the third quarter, and it is a
zero.
It is a stalemate, and it kind of turned into the game that a lot of people thought that they would see in the first place, where both teams are kind of slugging punches there defensively. And but then the fourth quarter comes, and like you said, the Demons answer the Canadian second quarter with 3 straight touchdowns, and it. In a span of 8.5 minutes, from 11:46 in the fourth quarter, Colton completed a pass to LD for a 39-yard touchdown that was on fourth down. And then you get a stop, you get the ball back, and again on fourth down, Colton completes a 25-yard touchdown pass to Blake Robinson, who Elisa posted some pictures, and she posted, there's about 6 or 7 pictures of him diving for the ball, and then the last one shows the ref with the touchdown sign. You need to go back and see that. Again, another 4th down play that you have to have. And then the immediate next play after the extra point that put the Demons down 6, Christian Gonzalez makes an incredible effort play where he causes a fumble and recovers the fumble. And you even said he wasn't feeling great either.
He wasn't. Playing through, some aches and pains and a little bit of injury. But, that I think you sum it all up right there. I mean, kids had to make plays. I mean, we weren't just allowed to get back into that ball game. I mean, we had kids that made really, really amazing plays to give us an opportunity to be up 35-34 with about 3 minutes in the game. So, again, just super proud of our kids and their efforts. And, that takes a lot of folks, and that takes a lot of belief and a lot of love and a lot of all the things that we're talking about. I mean, they came into action right there in the 4th quarter, and was really proud to see what our kids are made of and to see the fight that they had.
So after that, after we recover the fumble on the kickoff, we score within a minute. I think it was 3 plays, and I love the touchdown go-ahead score there is Canadian had stacked the box, and I mean, because ZJ all night was gashing. They stuffed the box, play action, and Colton throws it right over the top 2 wide open Juan Carlos in the end zone.
He did, and that's a replay. I mean, we were still running the football.
Yeah.
But Colton did a great job of being able to read that, and we've got a little exit valve there if we need it, and again, wide open. So very well executed play by our offensive kids.
Canadian gets the ball back with 3 minutes left, and I mean, they go to the 6'6" guy that we'd talked to. He had coming into that drive, he had 1 catch in the entire game, but has 3 balls that he catches. That again, if Canadian's going to win the game, he has to catch the ball on each one of those, because who knows if you have another opportunity.
Sure.
And man, he just goes up and makes plays. And credit to Riggs Pennington because he made 3 game-saving plays for Canadian. The last one resulting in a touchdown. So the Demons get the ball back with 1:11 on the clock and drive down the field. The game ends on the 3 or 4 yard line, and just an unbelievable effort on our guys' part to even have an opportunity to do that. But for the game to end inside the 5 yard line, I mean, it was an incredible game, incredible effort by the Demons.
It really was. To get the ball back there and still the belief in our kids is that it's never over. I mean, we still got a chance to win this, and they showed exactly that. I don't know. I never like to take moral victories, but I don't know that we lost that game. I think we just ran out of time. We end our series on the 2 or 3 yard line there, and so very, very heartbreaking for our staff and for our kids. But at the same time, a lot of football is still in front of us, and so great opportunities for us to learn from. Great opportunities that I truly believe will propel us forward. Throughout our district race and on into the playoffs. I mean, we will see those caliber teams almost every Friday night, throughout our district and throughout the playoffs.
I thought what was amazing about after the game, the emotion after the game, you see that type of emotion after a loss, maybe in a district game or in a playoff game, that there's finality to a season. But man, these kids wanted it.
They did.
Friday night.
They did, and you could see it in their emotions. There were tears after the game, and I think that's neat to see, honestly, because it shows that they care. Yeah. It shows that it matters to them. It shows, they put themselves out there. They trusted. They believed, and it's tough, when you trust and you believe and you think that you do everything that you need to do to possibly win the football game, and then you don't. And so, my biggest message to them is don't stop trusting, don't stop believing. Those are parts of life, and those are the things that we're going to face. We'll face those adverse times again this football season,
Sure.
and they'll face them all throughout their life. And they're going to know what to do. They're going to know that you continue to show up, you continue to go back to work, you make adjustments, just as they're going to make adjustments in life, and you find out a way to keep showing up and continue to look to be victorious the next day.
It was an incredible game, and Coach, we could probably sit all morning and talk about efforts of individual players, and I'm gonna stay away from mentioning individual players because I feel like this game epitomizes team effort.
It does.
And both sides of the ball, man. Like you said, down the stretch, when we had to have plays, if we were going to have an opportunity, plays were made every single time.
They were on both sides of the football. I mean, we're not in that game if we don't come out, in the third and fourth quarter and make stops defensively and give the ball back to our offense. We're not in the game if we don't have that amazing strip on the kickoff. We're not in it. We're not in the game if LD and Colton don't make that fourth down 32-yard play. We're not in it if Blake doesn't make that fourth down catch. And then on top of all of that, for these guys to be able to make these plays, man, there's other people doing things behind the scenes. Our offensive line is blocking, and it was just a tough ball game. I mean, Canadians a good football team, and they play the game right, and they play it physical and tough and fast, and our kids did the exact same thing right back at them. Played it tough and physical and fast, and so it was a awesome football game.
It really was. Well, let's move to the game this week. We're going to be facing a team that we played really often over the last few years. In fact, 26 times. The Plainview Bulldogs. It's a team that has. We're going to say this almost every single week that we play somebody. We're going to play a team with a talented quarterback, Coach. They're big in their skill positions, which you would expect from a 5A school. Mm-hmm. And they bring the biggest band in the land. What are we looking at out of tonight's opponent?
A great football team. Plainview's a team that's had a couple of coaching changes in the last 5 to 7 years. They've done some different things, in their junior highs and some changes, and we're seeing a football team that's just continuing to get better and better every year, and I think they are. You talk about their quarterback. He's now starting he started when he was a freshman, all 10 games when he was a freshman, and he's just continued to grow. We've seen the same thing in our quarterback as well. So he does lead the way. But you talked about they have two big physical running backs that run the football really well. They've got a big offensive line that'll get on you and create some problems. And then, if that wasn't enough, if that wasn't just it, I mean, they've got two talented receivers on the outside that do a great job of catching the football and running their offense. So it'll be a challenge for us. It really will. That they force you to, they're very multiple offensively. They're really not an option football team, but they've got some schemes in their offense that force you to be disciplined and force you to have option-like responsibilities defensively, and so it's going to be a good one. They have some new changes on defense. They've got a new defensive coordinator. They've changed a little bit schematically defensively, but again, going to see a really good opponent coming to town tonight and somebody that's going to challenge us big time.
Well, and this is what you want in non-district play. Being able to play teams like we played last week in Canadian, this week in Plainview, you know that there's going to be a challenge next week in Bushland as we go on the road again. And these are the tests that you want. You want to see what you can get out of your team in these big time games.
Just as we had this Canadian game last week, and the game was decided by the final drive. Yeah. I think this Plainview game the last 2 years was very similar. Right. I mean, down to the last drive. And I can go back in my time just here at Dumas and our times with Plainview. I mean, we've had overtime wins. We've kicked a field goal as time expires. And so it's a good game. It's a good game for both of our communities. And again, expecting the exact same thing here Friday night with Plainview.
Well, let's kind of break it down a little bit. Defensive side of the ball, what do you think is going to be key for the Demons they face the Plainview offense?
I think we definitely have got to be able to control the quarterback.
Sure.
He attacks you a lot of ways. He's got a really talented arm, and he's got good receivers, and they throw the football down the field really well. But he's also has great vision, and if you have that covered, he's going to bring it down. He's going to use his feet, and he's talented there. They have designed run plays where he's talented, and then he just makes plays very similar to what our quarterback does.
Yeah.
And so you got to be aware. You got to be aware where he's at. You've got to be able to limit his offensive performance and what he's doing. And then I think we're going to have to be sound tacklers. I think we're going to have to try ways to create some turnovers, get the ball back to our offense, and then just. I don't know that you can totally eliminate their big plays, but you've got to minimize them. We've got to keep things in front of us, be great tacklers, and make them earn everything, and not give them anything.
I remember about Seth Mayberry, who's the quarterback from Plainview. A couple of years ago, we talked about, man, he is so good at back shoulder fade. He's got that pass down. Mm-hmm. And then last year, it's kind of like he added a brand new dimension to his game, and man, he's dangerous running the ball, and Plainview has used that to their advantage.
Absolutely.
Of, man, let's make him the feature of everything that we do, and obviously being the quarterback, he's going to have his hands on the ball every play because it's snapped to him, but he is such a threat. He is not just a pawn that's being used in the backfield or some type of decoy of plays. Man, he is the man. Keep your eyes on this guy because he is looking to find somebody to make plays every single time.
He is, and their coaching staff does a good job, utilizing him and doing different things with him. And so we just got to be aware of it. We just got to be sound in the things that we do defensively, and just always have an understanding of where he's at.
All right, well, let's move to the offensive side of the ball. We talked about on Monday night at our quarterback club. Through these first 3 games, this has been an offense like Dumas has never seen before, being able to score the ball at least. And so what do you think is going to be key for tonight for us to keep that momentum, continue to score, and move the ball against the Bulldog defense?
I think we're going to, have to take care of the football.
Yes.
I mean, make sure that we don't give Plainview any other opportunities than they have. I mean, we've got to possess the football, make sure that we do not. We've got to be really good on turnovers, protect the football. Obviously, got to make great decisions. I think this game will be won up front on both sides of the football. We've really got to lean on our offensive line. They've really been doing a great job, and I think we're going to have to continue to adjust and understand that people are going to try to attack us. And so we've got to be a little bit better, on our pass protection and being able to give Colton some more time. But I think we're going to lean on our offensive line and our running backs. I think we've got to effectively be able to run the football. If you can effectively run the football down in and down out, I think you're going to control the game and keep it in your control. And so I think that's something we're definitely going to have to do on offense.
For sure. Well, Coach, excited about it. Excited to see these guys back here at home. You need to make sure and come out to this game because here's the thing. The next home game is over a month away. Against Hereford, and after the one on Friday night, there's only 2 left, and so not many opportunities to see the Demons here in Dumas this season. So make sure and show up tomorrow night as the Dumas Demons get ready to take on the Plainview Bulldogs.
Absolutely, a lot of work goes into this with these kids, and so just come out and support them, come out and watch them, be loud, show up early. Stay late, just have a lot of fun. Make it a family event. We've got, come out and support our band. Our band has concessions open, and they're, give all kinds of things that help support them. They'll be marching at halftime. It's homecoming. There's a lot of events going on at halftime. Just come out and be a part of it, and support our kids and be loud.
All right, we'll hear this message from our team, and we'll be back after this.
Being a Demon isn't just about football.
It's about service.
It's about giving back to the community that raised us.
Our football team works hard on and off the field.
And in the community. From community service to supporting local events.
We're proud to represent Dumas.
But none of this is possible without you.
Your support means everything.
When the stands are full, we can hear our town cheering us on. It pushes us to give our all.
We've got your back, Dumas. Now we need you to have ours.
Come out,
Show up,
Be loud.
support your Dumas Demons.
Together, we are stronger.
Welcome back to the second half of the Coach's Show. Coach, why don't you talk about how important it is to show up in the stands and attend these home games in person?
I just, it's you're needed more than anything. These kids, I can tell you, I have double headsets on, so I usually don't hear anything that's going on in the stands, whether you're hollering at me for good or hollering at me for bad. I usually don't hear any of it. But last week I did. We were at Canadian. We had a great crowd, a very rowdy crowd, one that got involved in the game, and I heard it. I felt it. It gave me chills, and it does the exact same thing for our kids. Our kids feel your energy in the stands, and it actually has, it adds to the environment. It adds to their performance. We've had to take a couple of games in the past where maybe our band wasn't there out in Odessa, and so you feel those things. I mean, the football game is meant for everybody. It's meant for the energy of the band. It's meant for our fans. It's meant, for our football team and our cheerleaders. And so if come and support all of those different groups. It's not just about the football team that's on the field. There's athletic trainers. There's band. There's cheerleaders. There's so many different people that are involved in this game. And so come out and watch them do their thing. There's a lot of people that are putting a lot of hard work into this, and so just feeling your energy and your support is very, very big for our kids.
Definitely so, Coach. It's not just a team of 40 players that are playing on Friday nights.
It's a huge team.
You've got a massive group of the band that shows up. I know that the cheerleaders prepare and practice, and they get ready to lead the crowd in cheers. And then you've got your athletic trainers. I mean, they're here with you guys every day. They're preparing you guys and getting you guys ready to play as well.
They are. I mean, they're here. They're here when they're in school. They're here early in the morning. They're here late in the evenings. They're holidays. There's a lot that goes into. So just come out and support the entire production. It's a small town. I talk about small town Canadian Texas. We're no different. Small town Dumas, Texas. Let's make this a special place that supports our kids very, very well. And again, your presence is noticed and very much appreciated.
I would classify small town as one high school.
I would too.
You got one place that you go and support.
Totally agree.
When you start getting into multiple schools, it's who do I go watch?
Exactly.
Who's my team?
There's only one here.
There's one here.
Absolutely.
And our guys, you guys pride yourselves on this. We're homegrown guys.
Absolutely.
These guys know and have grown up watching and going to these games.
Absolutely.
And this is what they've dreamed about, is being able to play under those lights and be able to be the ones that are being cheered on.
Yes, sir.
By the crowd that's there. Ooh, it's kind of giving me chills talking
No
about it. But man, there's nothing like being able to walk into the. I like getting here early and walking in when the stands are empty, seeing you guys on the field, being able to hear you guys talk to each other, kind of pregame on the field, and man, it is exciting.
Absolutely.
Every single time walking in, especially to a legendary stadium like this. So, Coach, here's the burning question: what do you enjoy most about game day, leading up to the actual game? Because we've talked about this, that there is a long time of anticipation of getting there, but Coach, what do you enjoy most about those game days before the game?
The process. We have a lot of processes that lead into this, and the processes start early this morning. We our kids are up here early in the morning, and we're watching film, and we're going through what we call on Thursday, we call it play the game. And so we get in and out of every one of our phases and transitions of the game, from offense to punt team to your extra point, to your kickoff, your carry, just every phase that there is, we put our kids through it that morning, and then our kids go off to school, and that's honestly where the misery starts with me. I'm I'm really good when I'm around kids. I'm really good when I'm in the processes. And so, but then the process comes back after school. I mean, our kids are over here. At 4:15 we go out and we walk the field. We call it walking the field, but we break up in position groups and we start preparing. It's really neat to watch our kids. It's not scripted. We don't tell them what they have to do. They just go to what they've been trained to do. And so they split up all amongst the field, and we take about 15 to 20 minutes where they're going through, they're preparing their bodies, they're stretching, they're just trying to muscle memory and going through different things. And then we come back in here and we start meeting with kids and we start separating in position groups, and then the coaches go start getting prepared and the kids get prepared. Just all of those processes. I like to just watch our kids. I like to watch them start putting on the tape and putting on the things on their face and the black under their eyes, and just start building to where you have to get out there and perform. And so these processes is just, I'm a process guy. We don't just show up out there and it just starts happening. I mean, there were so many processes leading up to this, and then I love to go watch our kids execute a game plan. I love to go watch our kids celebrate each other's success. I love to celebrate and jump and cheer with our kids when they're coming off and hug them, and I love the tough times. I love to watch our kids fight through adversity, and come out on the other side. I love to watch our kids, I don't think it's fun to watch them fail, but I love to watch them respond. Yeah, because this is going to happen so many times in their life. Not in football, but they're going to have to respond. And when I watch our kids respond, I mean, it's amazing. So that's what I love most about game day.
I like that, Coach. Hey, well, let's talk about some of the games going on this weekend. Very intriguing games to me. First one, Tascosa at Odessa Permian, and that's tonight, Thursday night.
It's a big one, big game. Tascosa's is really, I think they played a pretty tough game last week against Lubbock Cooper, but tradition rich, Odessa Permian, and I just think that'll be a really big game, and I'm excited to see how this one turns out.
Sure. This next one, another puzzle piece game for us, where we start kind of lining things up, seeing where we're at. Caprock going to play at Canyon tonight.
It was, and I look at last week's game with Caprock and Pampa, another district opponent. Caprock made a run there late and won that game, and so again, playing another district opponent. Anytime when we've been on the field with those guys and then they play our district opponent, it just, I know you can't look at scores because every game takes its own identity, but it obviously gives us a little bit of a mark of where we're at and what we're doing.
Definitely. So these next two games are teams from Region 1, but they are games, again, where we can begin to kind of gauge things. They're important games to look at where these Region 1 teams kind of line up against really good teams in the state. First one is Brownwood playing at Waco La Vega. Man,
that's a tough one for Brownwood, and Brownwood has been struggling a little bit from time to time this year, but I think it'll be a great game and great environment. Go and play at Waco La Vega, storied program, multiple state titles, and so it's a really big game.
Huge. Next one, I feel like is interesting for us because Abilene Wiley has played some teams that we played against. That they will play some teams that we played against. They're playing against powerhouse Stephenville, but they're coming to Abilene Wiley.
And that'll be a big game. We've seen Abilene Wiley play against some of the people that we're going to play, and so you start just looking at scores and testing and seeing where you're at and what's going on. But again, I think this will be an outstanding game, and we know I've looked at Stephenville scores throughout the season, and they're on a roll just like they always are.
Sure. Randall going to travel on the road, play at Wichita Falls Legacy.
I think Legacy is I get a little bit confused about the Wichita Falls schools now, but I think Legacy is the team that maybe is struggling a little bit more than the other. Randall played a pretty tough game last week against Perryton. And so this will be an interesting ball game again on the road, and so it's a district opponent, so definitely one that I'll be watching.
Big time crosstown rivalry game going down in Amarillo. I think Tri-State Fair is going on. This is one of those fun weekends, man. You want to go watch some high school football in Amarillo. Paladuro, Amarillo High.
Big one. We scrimmage Paladuro, so always interested to see how they do. They played a district opponent last week in Canyon. They've got a lot of momentum going. I think Paladura actually won all AISD last year. It was a one they beat Amarillo High last year. So I know with my brother being there, and I know it's one that Amarillo High is really looking forward to. I think both these schools are. So crosstown rivalry, always exciting. I think this will be a really big game.
Next game, Hereford playing at Perryton.
Perryton's pretty much playing our entire district, so always watching how Perryton's doing. Have an ex-Dumas coach there leading that program, but interesting. Perryton always a tough place to play, so looking forward to seeing how this one ends up.
Yeah, I am too. This next one may be one of the biggest matchups in the Panhandle this weekend. Bushland traveling to play at Canyon West Plains.
Both of these schools are, I don't know, maybe 3-5 miles apart. I think we're starting to see some of these schools, some kids that were at Bushland maybe at West Plains, some kids at West Plains maybe at Bushland, and so interesting to see this one.
Sure.
Anytime you put two teams playing each other that are, that are about five miles apart, I think it's always interesting.
Talk about rivalry and hatred. That's this last game that we're going to look at. Pampa going to travel to Borger. Coach, I grew up being taught you do not like the Borger Bulldogs. Anything that you can do to beat them every single time you play them, every sport, with checkers or chess, we want to beat Borger. So Pampa going to travel to play at Borger.
I agree, and I spent some time in Pampa as well. This is actually where I was born. I lived in Pampa until I was in 4th grade and moved to Wheeler. I remember as a young kid growing up, this game was always huge. It was usually moved to us. Back in the day, it was moved to a Saturday.
That's right.
And it was always wild, and it was always a huge rivalry. And so I think this will be another exciting game as well. I know both teams will be really prepared, and both of them are both looking forward to playing each other. And interesting to us because we played Borger, and then another district opponent. So we're always watching those games.
Definitely so. And Coach, man, we are creeping closer to those days where we're going to play district games.
We are.
After this weekend, only 2 non-district games left.
I know. It's moving fast, but again, just looking forward to that. We've got a lot of work to do moving until we get there, but definitely looking forward to that. And every Friday night is a preparation for our district race and with an opportunity to make the playoffs.
Well, hey, we hope to see each one of you in Demon Stadium as we get ready to take on the Plainview Bulldogs this Friday night. If you show up to the stadium, wave up to me at the radio booth. I'll wave back at you. I'm always looking over the crowd to see who shows up. And Coach, I think we would love to have to open up that visitor side, a lot like Plainview does, and sit our home fans over there on the visitor side if we run out of room on the home side.
I would love to, and we have before. And so I remember these games against Plainview or these homecoming games or any time where our crowd filled the stands and we had to start sending people to the other side. So I hope we do. I hope we send a good amount of our fans to the other side and get on Plainview side just sort of like they do us. So.
Well, we'd love to see you at the game. Again, Demons taking on the Plainview Bulldogs this Friday, homecoming night.